But at least it's not one of those things where it's just like, you know, it's a friend, where it's just like, let's have him run away. Let's have it be more frustrating, and they don't get any, they don't get punished at all for running away. You know. Boy, that sounded like some pain coming out there. Some childhood memories of just people getting away with things that they shouldn't be able to get away with, but they did, and they didn't get punished for it when they, you know, or if they did, if they didn't get away with it, they didn't get punished for it, you know. That kind of got on my nerves as a child. So allow me to go on some... it'll get the conversation going. It's like, you know, it's one of those things where it's just like, ow, where it's like that. I don't know. Hopefully I won't have to chase them all down again. Hopefully not. But, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, obviously what I'm about to say, it's not exactly like, I'm not mad about it today, but it may end up sounding like I am. It may sound like I am, but I'm not. It was frustrating back then, but like basically whenever things would happen, it seems like it. It seems like this case of what I'm about to say, I seem to be one of those, there's those kids out there that seem to be able to not get away with like anything, or they'd get in trouble for stuff that other kids wouldn't. And I'm talking about my parents, I'm talking about in a, like a school system or something where kids would normally get in trouble for stuff, or, you know, would normally be where any kid could get in trouble, but it didn't happen that way. Like, I seem to be one of those kids where if I did something wrong, which obviously looking back, I know that I should have been, that you know, it's a good thing I was punished. But it honestly seemed like almost no other kid got punished for it, at least not that I saw. Not that I saw. Like, basically, you know, like, I think I gotta go this way? Yeah, I gotta go this way. I didn't intend on doing this, but here we are. I'm doing this ring challenge right now. Ow. I knew it was coming, I didn't think in time, though. On time. So, it seems like I got in trouble. So basically where I'm getting at is, sometimes it seems like I got in trouble for stuff that other kids should have gotten in trouble for, but didn't. But like I said, I mean, this could have been, they could have gotten in trouble and I just didn't see it whenever they would, but, you know. Like, you know that feeling of, let me put it this way. Do you ever know that, did you ever get that feeling when you were a kid that if you got in trouble for something that another student didn't get in trouble for, did you feel like it was just like you were the only one who got in trouble? Because that's the feeling I got a lot when I was a kid. Obviously, I knew that there were other kids who got in trouble. I saw other kids get in trouble, so I knew I wasn't the only one that ever got in trouble for stuff. But it just seems like I got in trouble for more things than other kids did. Like some things, like I said, yeah, was a bit, you know, like, before I actually realized that, you know, I probably shouldn't do that, you know, that kind of stuff, but, you know, it just seems like, you know, it's like almost like talking about, it's almost like when I was in middle school and I was talking about a gun or something, I got in severe trouble for it, whereas other kids were, like, they could talk about it and it was just like, eh, it's fine. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it sounds like I'm mad about it today, but I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. Because like I said, there's things that I realized today that I'm just like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I can understand why I got in trouble for this. Why I got in trouble for that. But honestly, back then, I also ran into a case of, it wasn't always a case of, why am I getting in trouble for this? It's more like, why aren't the other students getting in trouble for doing the same thing or a very similar thing? You know, that kind of stuff. And that, honestly, that happened throughout all my school years. People would do... Now, by the time I got to high school, kids got in trouble. I mean, I noticed when kids got in trouble. Sometimes I would see also kids getting in trouble for stuff that I think other kids should get in trouble for, but they didn't. So, quite honestly, it wasn't just me. I just knew how the kids who were in my situation felt whenever they got in trouble for stuff they shouldn't have gotten in trouble for, or either they shouldn't have gotten in trouble for, or they got in trouble for, but another student who would do the same thing or something worse did not get in trouble for. That kind of stuff. That kind of stuff just really pissed me off as a kid. And like I said, I'm not trying to play innocent here. I did get in trouble for justifiable reasons, or justifiable reasons to say you should be punished, that kind of stuff, or for me to be punished in some way. Obviously, today I see it, Okay, there we go. It looked like they were still growing back. And same, I was gonna say like you finally did this, or you know.
You keep on impressing me, but then maybe it's just because I've got low expectations. Okay, your moment of gloating is over. Get on with it.
Something I have noticed also in the fact of childhood, which it didn't always happen to me, but when a kid would... Okay, here's alright, so the difference between a kid acting like a little brat and a kid just being a kid is sometimes kids will, you gotta teach kids morality. You gotta teach them, they shouldn't do certain things. And it really depends on how they're acting is how you should react to it. If a kid acts up, you should tell them. You should tell them don't do that. If they continue to act up, be a little more aggressive, or be a little more aggressive in your tone. If they still continue to act up, that's when I think spanking is really a good thing. It's not child abuse if it's really you're actually punishing them because they just will not stop, doing something bad. So if you spank them eventually, don't spank them like, as soon as they start acting up. Don't just go, alright, don't do that. But if they just continue to act up where you told them no, then that's when I think spanking is really justified. Not too hard of a spanking, just enough for them to know what they did was wrong. Or, and the fact that they continue to not behave. But anyway, parenting stuff there. But the thing I was going to get at was, when a kid's just being a kid, you gotta teach them some stuff, but I've noticed that, like, there's always these, like, old people, like, I don't know about maybe grandparents or just older parents or something. They're just like, quit that, quit doing it, just getting all a little too aggressive, like not spanking them, but like they're getting a little too mad at them because they're acting like kids. Because they're kids acting like kids. Kids are yeah, they're probably going to get on your nerves. They're probably going to get on some other people's nerves at some points. But they learn over time. If you teach them well, they learn over time. Don't just get all aggressive with them immediately. Don't get all aggressive with them immediately, and also don't, hold back and say, don't do that, or don't ignore them and say, well, you know what I mean. Because, which if some of you think that sounds like good parenting advice, hopefully it is, because to me it sounds like it, or you know what I mean. I'm not trying to say, I give good parenting advice. Where I'm getting at is, I'm not even a parent yet. I don't even raise children, but that just seems like the right thing to do. But before you knew that, if you thought it was cool, then I'm like, wow, I'd figured out something that it just seems like a good thing to do is to punish them when they absolutely need punishing. But don't be aggressive right away unless they just need it. What?
Good flying! Those lurkers were no match for your zoomer. That's one more power cell.
You're just trying to brag about your freaking zoomer, what's her face? Kira. I think you can hit those things, they just don't die. Dude, go back in your hole. I think they all go in the same hole. They just have these interesting patterns. That one didn't have much of one, but hey, I'm not complaining. It's simple, I mean, these are simple enough, it's just, it gets a little annoying to try and get them all in.
Let's go get our power cell from the geologist.
Oh, gosh dang it. It's one of those things where I notice it at the last, or when it's too late to move. Whee! Right, first I'm gonna try to get everything done here, Daxter. Let's see if I can beat this guy's time. Ah, shoot. 45 seconds. I can't remember what all you get for doing less than that, or less than certain time. I mean, yeah, power cell, but like, I don't remember if you get any other power cells for... Well, I could look at that here in a minute. You know, I could probably... It'd probably be a good thing if I just, you know... If I actually run into more things, that'll speed it up. Because I'm gonna lose now. You're not gonna lose. Let's see.
We beat the record time.
Oh. Well, let me see. Return to geologist. Return to clamor. Navigate the blue rings. Okay. I don't have to go back to it then. Unless there's something else I didn't remember. Oh. Let's check that out. Oh, no, not this way just yet. Also need to find the rest of the Scoutaflies. Which I think are this way, actually. Okay, no, you don't have to do it again. Like, these speed you up, but... Maybe you get a trophy for doing it with a certain amount of time, but we are not going to worry about that right now. Unless maybe I want to worry about it. But hey, I'm already too late if I wanted to try it now. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back.